Questo è un bambino che lavora in una miniera d'oro in Burkina Faso. Il Burkina Faso è una delle nazioni più povere del mondo. Per il Burkina Faso, che ha l'oro, la Francia stampa moneta coloniale. In cambio pretende che finiscano nelle casse del tesoro francese il 50% di tutto quello che il Burkina Faso esporta. L'oro che questo bambino si infila in un cunicolo per tirare fuori finisce per lo più nelle casse dello Stato francese. Allora la soluzione non è prendere gli africani e spostarli in Europa, la soluzione è liberare l'Africa da certi europei che la sfruttano e consentire a queste persone di vivere di quello che hanno.
Emmanuel Macron ci ha definiti vomitevoli, cinici, irresponsabili, e qui la stampa italiana a dire hai visto che ha detto Macron, che siamo irresponsabili. Vergogna. Irresponsabile Emmanuel Macron sono quelli che hanno bombardato la Libia perché gli dava fastidio che l'Italia avesse un rapporto privilegiato in campo energetico con Gheddafi, esponendoci al caos migrazione nel quale ci troviamo. Cinici Emmanuel Macron sono i francesi che mandano la gendarmerie a rispedire indietro qualunque immigrato tenti di passare il confine a Ventimiglia. Ma soprattutto, perché le cose vanno raccontate come si deve, vomitevole è chi... Buono, che lo vuoi tu? Ci hai mai tolto il pathos? Vomitevole è chi, come la Francia, continua a sfruttare l'Africa stampando moneta per 14 nazioni africane sulle quali applica il signoraggio, facendo lavorare bambini nelle miniere, estraendo materie prime come accade in Niger, dove la Francia estrae il 30% dell'uranio che gli serve a far camminare le centrali nucleari e il 90% dei nigerini vive senza elettricità. Non ci venire a fare lezioni, Macron, perché l'Africa scappa da voi e la soluzione non è spostare gli africani in Europa, è liberare l'Africa da certi europei. Non accettiamo lezioni.
I say it for I'm the direct neighbor, but first of all, Africa is not a poor continent. It's not. It is a continent that has many, many resources. Moreover, rare earth, metals, raw materials, 50% of arable lands. We're not taking care of that. And Africa today is victim of many external spoilers that work against its stability. It is something that can be used against us. Well, I think it's normal that everyone tries to defend its national interests. The problem is if we are able to do that. I mean, what I don't really agree with is the approach that sometimes the West world had with these countries. For the idea I have is that we are always ready to give advices, but not so ready to give a hand. They don't trust us a lot. And I cannot say that they are completely wrong. That's why my opinion is that we have to change this approach. What I want to do is to bring investments in Africa. Bring investments not only to say we want to help. No, that's not geopolitics. If you want to do serious things, you have to do things that are useful for both. For example, now we have a problem in Europe about energy sources after the war. But Africa is potentially an enormous producer of energy, of every kind of energy, green energy, hydrogen, geothermic, they've got gas, they've got everything. So if we help them taking out and producing this energy, and we tie them with Europe, we will solve many problems together.
This woman is one of my most favorite Western politicians. And since she came to power in Italy, she has spoken out a lot about Africa. And from my own opinion, right, she seems to understand a lot about Africa. And she knows very well what the problem in Africa is all about. France in Africa, no good. France has done a lot of terrible things in Africa, and I do not know why African leaders still let them in Africa. France should have to leave Africa because as long as France is in Africa, those African countries that France has put under its grasp won't do anything for themselves. Those countries that France has manipulated, that France is controlling, that France is taking everything from them, won't go anywhere. You cannot say you are an independent entity when someone has a string on your neck. You cannot say you are independent when someone controls almost everything that you do. You cannot say you are an independent when you cannot even make your own decisions, when you cannot even draft your own foreign policy, when you cannot even do anything for yourself. You cannot sell your raw minerals. You cannot do business with other people. You cannot, in fact, you can't do any single thing without consulting a third party. That is not independence. That is not independence. You are beholden to somebody. That is not independence. And until Africa, West Africa, Central Africa, will break away from these chains, they won't go anywhere. This has been the reason why Central Africa and West Africa are one of the poorest places in the whole of Africa. These two regions are so poor that if you go there, you will ask yourself, like, what are these people doing? Or what have these people been doing for many, many years now? They don't have roads. They don't have water. They don't have power. They don't have good governance. They don't have anything. It's a total mess. It's a total disgrace. And these countries are all controlled by France. France is the one drafting their foreign policy. France is the one telling them which country they can do business with and which country they cannot. France is the one dictating every single thing for these countries. You can just see how stupid the whole thing is. It's a big shame. It's really, really a big shame. And our puppet leaders in Africa would sit there and laugh and make jokes and visit France and steal the money and embezzle and misappropriate government money and let the poor people all starve to death. Quite a shocking thing. The Prime Minister of Italy is saying, Africa is not a poor continent. She knows what she's saying. Africa is not poor. External influences on Africa is the reason why Africa is what it is. And our leaders have been enablers. They have let the Westerners influence everything in Africa. So they are responsible for what is going on in Africa. And they share most of the blames. They were supposed to look out for the common person, not the West. It was their job to look out for the common person, not the West. It was the job of fellow African brothers and sisters, those in political offices, those in office of power, to look out for other Africans, to look out for that papa in the street, to look out for that mama in the market. But they have totally and completely betrayed the people. They have got into those offices of power and they have let themselves be corrupted by the power that the offices have. They have looted the country. In fact, they have teamed up with their masters, the West, to totally destroy the country and to totally destroy the dreams of every single citizen in that country. That is what they have done. So Africans are now seeing that things have got to change. And that is why the military juntas in Africa are being celebrated, because people now view them as a possible sign for change. People now think that maybe, just maybe, these military juntas will bring about changes to our country. And so we respect them, we celebrate them, we support them. But you guys out there, what is your take on what the Prime Minister of Italy, Giorgia Meloni, said? Is she right? And if she is, what should we, the Africans, do to take back our countries from the West? What must we, the Africans, do to break away from these shackles that the French have put on us? What must we do to make sure that 10 years from now, 20 years from now, 30 years from now, Africa becomes a whole new story? Share your thoughts and opinions in the comment section below, because like always, we love hearing what you have to say. And also, do not forget to like this video, share this video, follow our Facebook page, and most importantly, subscribe to this channel, because little bit of good way, like the one you're doing just now, help us a lot, and we shall forever be grateful to you. So thank you very much for doing just that. And like always, see you in the next one.